Okay, good afternoon, guys. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone had a nice, relaxing Easter. Should that be coming up? Yeah, okay. Yeah, hope everyone's okay. Everyone had a nice break. I'm just looking at the volume this morning. It's really quiet, isn't it? I'm just wondering, maybe, I don't know, maybe some institutional guys aren't back from trading yet. Who knows? So yeah, I hope everyone's okay. So let's have a look so far. There was this volume, which I'm assuming was for when was this? The 7th. Hey, what? How you doing, mate? Toad, how you doing, buddy? When was this for the 7th? Oh, crikey, what was that? Was that where are we? With the 10th today, aren't we? So Monday. My head's gone black. Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Okay, a little bit of volume Friday morning then, wasn't it? I think market shut early, didn't it? Hey, Richard, how you doing, buddy? It's all right. I'm just reading something on the news there. Yeah. Okay, so very little volume today. I just hope it's going to pick up. It should do. I mean, it's Monday. So whether there'll be probably some who've extended the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday. So maybe it'll be a bit quiet today, but sometimes on the quieter days, it's okay. As long as we're getting something, but the moves tend to be a little bit more obvious. So who knows? Fingers crossed anyway. So yeah, I hope everyone had a good Easter break. Weekend. It's been nice here in the UK. We've had some lovely weather. It's definitely getting a bit warmer. So I was doing some stuff in the garden over the weekend. So it's quite nice and relaxing. So I've done my little bit of meditation this morning, a little bit of, and I do some trader affirmations as well. Important to do that. I think it prepares you for the day. So I've done that this morning. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get ourselves a trade today, but a little bit of sideways. But the market is due to open in just under 3 minutes. So we'll see. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so yeah, all good and well. Happy days. Let me just sort that lag out. Not that it makes a difference. Where's my time gone down here? There it is. Right click. Just sync. Should get rid of that lag. There we go. Okay, ooh, a little bit of a breakout from there. Now, it's hard to know how to treat this because we don't really know the direction of the market, whether we're going to pop back up. So just sitting and waiting. Actually, market officially opens in about 2 minutes. So be interested to see. That's just my market open. I just got that ready just to pop in. Be interested to see how much in the way of trading we get today. Yeah, sitting and waiting time, I think. We only got 3 in the chit chat this morning. We got 33 viewers. Come on, somebody say something. Who have we got with us this morning? Quiet. Mind you, I keep forgetting sometimes I expect a quick response when I'm about 12 to 15 seconds behind. Well, you guys are, so when I speak, you don't hear me for a while, So, okay, market opens in about 2 minutes. So, let's see. So, everything's set up okay. I've got my replicanto all set up. Hey, Tech, how you doing, buddy? I mean, you are all there, sat in the background. Indy, how you doing? Very quiet this morning, isn't it? Very quiet. Hardly any movement. Just these 2 little swings. We should get enough today, I think. Sometimes you do get a better day. We've had some sort of quieter days, and they sometimes produce some good trades. So who knows? Ramwolf, how you doing? Waiting for that one good trade. Absolutely, mate. Hey DJ, how you doing? Where is she? Is she behind you? Is she with you? Yeah, I've been looking at my trading week for the last week, and my trades have been a little bit more selective. They've been a little bit better quality. Yeah, I'm sort of, there she is. How you doing? Good afternoon to you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yeah, absolutely. Hope everyone had a great Easter weekend. See, we have bank holiday in the UK, so I know my family's off at the moment, but they've had their orders. They can do whatever they want today as long as they leave me alone. That's the trouble, really. We get, obviously, bank holidays, and I'm quite happy to trade them, actually. I'm not a fan of time away from the screen, so I'm quite happy to come in on a bank holiday. So UK bank holiday, not for you, a lot of you guys in the US. Where are we? Okay, market is officially open, so let me just get my, not quite the dramatic open I thought it was going to be. It's definitely quiet, absolutely. Let's just take that there and bring that down to there. Okay, we have had some movements. Okay, so there's our official open. Let's lock that. Let's find out what's going on down here. Okay, break out the bottom. Are we pushing back in? Hard to say at the moment. Yeah, as I say, my trade selection has been higher quality this last week, and it's produced a much more successful week. A lot less trades, but a lot better, sort of a lot better standard of trades, and it's made a difference. It's a lot less stressful to trade when you're doing more trades. Much better to sit there and wait for that trade that just jumps out at you. Okay, so we've had this push down, a little bit of sideways, and we've had one leg, two legs. So, be interested to see where this goes. Whether we end up having some form of a downtrend or not, I don't know yet. But we've got last week's. Well, I say last week's. That would be Thursdays, I would say. Thursday's low, so whether we're heading down towards that or not, we could be. Okay, that's possible. Bit too early yet, but we'll see. Good morning from Chicago, SW. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, hope everyone had a nice weekend, a nice break. Trouble is, it goes that quick, doesn't it? I had the I had the weekend to myself mainly. My wife and daughter went down to the Welsh coast with some family, just for the day on the Friday, and they ended up staying the Saturday night. So I had quite a quiet. It's quite nice to have a bit of space, but sometimes it's really quiet when you're on your own. How's Replicanta? So far, so good, mate. I haven't had an issue with it. So in the week that I've had it, the very little I've used it, I've got more faith in it than the Apex one. So far, so good. I did pick myself up some more. I'll show you here. I picked myself up some more evaluation. So I've got the one PA account. I've got this other PA account, hopefully going live in the next few days, and I picked up another three evaluations. I'm just more eager to give this Replicanta. There's still an offer at the moment. There's still 80% off, so I'm still eager to give this Replicanta a good scene to and give it a good work, because obviously as accounts grow, you've got to have faith in your trading software. So far, so good. Did you get a refund from Apex for the cost of your Apex? Did you get a refund from Apex for the cost? No, they gave it me for free. I contacted them and said I was interested in using it. I've just had a few problems with the Apex one. And I just asked some questions. what's the difference, blah blah blah, just a few questions, what will give me more faith in yours. And they said about the updates, they said about any bugs that they keep on top of that cause problems, and they got back to me with a nice letter, and they gave me a code to download it for free, so I had it for free. So all good. I was about to pay for it. I'd had the order up in front of me. I just thought I'd email them and just ask a few questions, because there's no point in buying something you end up having the same. I said a few of the problems I've had, and they got back to me with a nice letter and said, there's we'll give you a free copy of it and a discount for anybody who wants to use it. So all good. So hopefully, fingers crossed, because it is frustrating. I paid out $150 for the Apex one, so I didn't really want to pay another $150 without at least having that, little bit of trust in it. But sometimes you've got to take a step. So I contacted them, asked them a bunch of questions. What makes yours stand out apart from Apex? They got back with a nice email saying this, that, and the other, and they offered me a code and for a free download. So all good. So okay, what is going on here? I'm just wondering whether we've got quite a big spike and I think that angle's a bit wrong. I think. No, let's remove that. I'm not sure what's going on here. Morning, Groll Daddy. How you doing? Sometimes it's easy to go up the other way. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a bit too early to start. Sweet, nice. Yeah, absolutely. So, if any of you guys haven't got it, email them. You might get lucky. I said, I wasn't 100% comfortable with the Apex one. What's the difference? Blah, blah, blah. I did mention I streamed because I thought that might swing a bit of weight. And yeah, they were all right. Sent me back a nice email offering me a copy of it. Not sure what's going on here. Strange that is. I suppose it could be a spike. You don't often see a spike that big followed by a channel, but just trying to get it to fit somewhere. I'm just trying to look at the angle it's coming down at, and it's coming down very similar to how I've got it. Maybe a bit more like that. I thought we may bounce off this Thursday's. Is that right? Yeah, Thursday's low. Sorry, Thursday's low. Okay, volume's picked up a little bit, so at least we're getting something, but there's definitely not as many traders today, that's for certain. I'm not even convinced this is a channel at the moment. Just wondering whether it's a bit of ends up being a bit of a range. Let me have a look. Yeah, I don't think this is a channel. It doesn't make sense at the moment. Let me just remove that. Okay, that seems to make a bit more sense. I don't like finding some sort of a poor channel. It didn't really make much sense. That let's see if it comes further or pushes up. So I'm rambling on a bit this morning. This afternoon. Yeah, see, that's a possibility. Yeah, that's possible. Just the way we've spent this first section in the top part, we've pushed down strongly and we spent the bottom section. See, sometimes you've got to be careful because they can throw you. They can make your planning and your strategy go out the window a little bit. Let's get rid of it for now. It probably something like that, but okay, let's have a look. So, possible second entry short here. Let me just put that back a second. Yeah, see, I don't know whether that is right or not. It's probably safer to get rid of it. Do you know, I was doing some thinking over the weekend about this trading, especially areas where we get trapped. And you know where we seem to get these areas where we take our trades. Now, let's say you've taken this, you've got this down channel, okay, and we have a break and we come up to here and we take a poor trade, maybe a poor setup. A lot of the times you'll get stopped out because other traders and obviously the system know where people take trades, and that's areas where you get lots of traps. And sometimes these signal bars and maybe a poor signal bar, not a fantastic setup, can go against you. And you know, sometimes I think you're better off to wait for 3 big candles in one direction and jumping in. I think you got more chance of a winning trade on waiting for this and jumping in, you know, waiting for 1, 2, 3, and then jumping in and taking a couple of points than you have, because we always seem to lose our trades at these areas where we take them. So do you understand what I'm saying? It's probably a bit of an odd way of looking at it, but I'm thinking, you know, some of the losses I've had where we've had a channel and we've had two legs up, but it might not be. I took a trade last week. I knew it wasn't a brilliant signal bar, but it was an area where it reversed. But if I'd have taken a trade where it just came down like this and jumped in and took 2 points, do you understand what I'm saying? It's because I think obviously the system is designed to weed out traders, isn't it? And people know where the system knows where the stops are, and sometimes they'll run the stops. And sometimes you're better off not taking trades. Well, I don't know if you're better off, but sometimes if you don't take trades where everybody else take trades and maybe wait for this push down and a little bit of pullback and then just jump in randomly and go for a couple of points, sometimes I think sometimes you've got more chance of getting a couple of points. That is our Brooks. But then the stop goes below above 3. Yeah. I think maybe I need to start watching a little bit more Al Brooks, just picking up a few extra tips on reading the markets, you know. But yeah, is today a half-day trading? No, I believe it's a normal day. I haven't got anything on. I've got a printout from the CME group, and it's just showing Good Friday. It says from the 6th to the 10th. Now, the 6th was a trading day, I believe. Yes, it was. And the 10th is a trading day. So it's the 7th, 8th, and 9th, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that there's no trading. So, yeah, it's a normal day. I haven't had any emails or anything like that. As far as I know, trading's as normal. I got an email from Ninja Trader saying the hours on Friday, Friday's hours, what time the market was finishing, but nothing else. So, yeah. Okay, so we've had a bit of a break. It's hard to read at the moment. Let me just mark that again, just to see if we are coming anywhere close to this. No, we're not really, are we? It's definitely fitting along the backside, but it's a bit dangerous to put that in yet. Remove. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit. But yeah, it's just, I think there'll be a public holiday in many countries. Yeah, it is. It's a bank holiday in the UK, so that might mean less traders. But I think the US, I mean, there's clearly volume and it's clearly moving. There's just not as much of it. But sometimes that gives you a little bit of extra time to think. And I've found sometimes on quiet days you do get better options. Sometimes you'll get some nice trades. So we've got a short-term trend here. We've had a break. So technically, we've had a new low, so that has played out. So I think going long here is a bit extra risky because I don't know where we're going and we're right in the middle. It has triggered. The way I'm seeing it, I would expect it to go up, but I'm not going to take a trade because, you know, I'm just not confident with it because we have had a break and we have had a new high. Although I kind of like it to come back to the EMA first and then push up, but it's just a bit risky for me. Use yesterday's swing high. We tend to not do that. We don't go with any previous. You're on about doing that, aren't you? We tend to not do that. And to be honest with you, it's not far where I had it really, whether it would be there or there. But we tend to not do that. I'm not 100% sure why, but even if we go from there, it's more or less the same. There's hardly any difference. If I touch it there, usually we'll go from the open to the first swing high, which is really here. And it fits along there. Now, the only trouble with doing that is usually in a downtrend, you'll be looking for shorts. But really, I mean, it's not really confirmed yet. And the downside of doing that, if I'm looking for shorts and we end up being in a range, the market could go up. Now, this could be a range day. We could come down, go up, come down, and it's a bit early to tell. So it is risky having that because having that downtrend does entice you into looking for shorts. And it's a bit too early. I'd say it's likely, but it's a bit too early. Yeah, so if you'd have taken that long there, you're going to be in a spot of bother now. I would prefer to have one leg down and then two legs down and then a push up. Let's see if this stops taken out. See, short and trend. It looks like a break, doesn't it? But we already had a break, so you've got to keep that in mind sometimes. Doesn't mean it's not going to go up. It just means we have that technically it has played out. We've had a break from it and we have had a new high. So if you took that, and I get why you took it, because it looks like we've had a break, big bullish bar, and we're going to go high. You'd have squeezed 2 points out of that, but no more. Then you may not have got stopped out. Let's have a look. Let me just see if that's Yeah, it hasn't taken out your stop yet, but I feel it may do. Why won't that move? Why can't that move? Oh, is there a lock on it? No. Move. Okay. Yeah, the stop hasn't gone yet. Yeah, it's hard to know whether we're coming up or down at the moment. Have a look at this. I'd say if that comes down to here, that looks to me like one leg, two leg. Zoom in here. But I feel that stop's going to get taken if anybody took that. Any second now. Let's remove this. We don't need that. See, if you take this as a high, try to go once, try to go twice. If that triggers, it's a failure. So not only does that, if that trigger, okay, it's triggered, so it's taken that out. Now, if that ends up bullish above the EMA, I may take that because that's one leg, two leg. Try to go once, try to go twice. It may have trapped some shorts in there, so.
Order submitted.
I'm going to buy this if it ends up bullish above the EMA. We're just not going to. No. Okay, let's move this all up a bit. See, I've marked it as a range, but at the moment, let me have a look. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think it is a range, so I'm going to get rid of that. Just give it 1 second. Yeah,
Order cancelled.
Moment. I really try and work extra careful in my trading now to not get trapped. Because I have been trapped a lot in the past. And I try and identify areas now without just jumping in and thinking, yeah, we're going higher, where I could get trapped. So this is working like a range now, basically. If you look here, we touch there, the body was there, touch there, touch, body, touch. So that looks like a top of a range. So I've got to treat this like a range at the moment. So yeah, there is a possibility we could, this could be working down. It's quite hard to see. You may think about a leg there and then another leg, but at the moment it's just a bit unclear. Excuse me. I'm not sure whether we're going up or down or whether we're in a range. This could be, I'm going to draw that there as well, because we just could be in the bottom of a range. It's just unclear at the moment. Yeah, risky for me, that is. Could push out the bottom, but if we're in a range, we could come down a little bit. It hasn't worked anyway, so. Sorry. Excuse me a sec. You got a bank holiday in South Africa, have you? What? Okay, so we've got this little channel going in. We've had a break, so you could class that as a first entry. This could be possibly, yeah, it is here. Okay, yeah. So the probably is there's going to be various traders around the world not trading. I just can't stay away. I enjoy the challenge. I do. Okay, there is a possible short there. Something just doesn't feel right about it. Let's have a look. Hey Nick, how you doing, buddy? The way you were. Yeah, it's something I don't like about that. Oh, okay. Didn't have a chance to get in if I wanted to, so. It actually gapped down that. Did it sold that quick? You have a good weekend, Nick. You got to take it. You guys have Easter eggs, don't you? Of course you do. Of course you do. You must do. We do over here. I polished off one or two, not many. Oh, look at that. Okay, there was a short there. See, when you get a matching low, you can recount it or count it. So it was a second entry short. I didn't like it because we had 1, 2, and it was looking like 3 green bars in a row, and I wasn't 100% sure about this channel. We could have had something like that with a break and a new low, and then another bounce, like a double bottom, and then moving up, which is why I sort of decided I didn't like the look of it, so I sort of stayed away. But I think if you've got any doubts, it's a good habit to get into of saying, if I'm not sure about something, let's leave it alone. I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit more myself, whereas before I'd have probably jumped in. But we intended to, but never got it. Okay, let's have a look at this. So we've had this short to channel with a break and a new low. Now you could possibly go long from here. I wouldn't do it with something like that. It would have to sit like that for me to be interested in it. It's a little bit unclear, really, isn't it? Interesting. It's definitely stalling a bit. Same as it did there. I think you get a nice bullish bar sat right on there that's not too big. Yeah, volume's picked up a bit since here. Where are we going? 30 minutes. So in this, we got 30 minutes. Not a huge amount, but it's workable. Short-term trend channel break. 1, 2 pushes down. Hopefully, if we can get down here somewhere and sit something like this off the bottom. Okay, didn't really give us an opportunity. The only one sort of slightly half decent looking was probably that one, but it was a little bit off the deck. It would have worked, but I tend to stay away from these unless they sit something like that where they have done multiple times. I'd rather it break and then sit right here. So what are we thinking, guys? Bullish or bearish? It's a bit unclear at the moment, isn't it? We've clearly put a couple of legs down and we're going sideways, so we could come up and we could end up in a range, or it could break out and then come down, maybe pick up something like this. Afternoon, KBL1. Have we spoke before? Have we? I'm not sure. Just trying to recognise that name. Does it ring a bell? I think it might do. Bright and breezy here. Excellent. So it is possible. Be interesting to see where this goes to. That we may end up having something like that, which actually, so far so good. We worked in this top section, we came down, worked in the bottom section. Now maybe we're going to come up here. It'd be kind of nice if it bounces here. So things are looking bearish-ish, if that's a word. Anyone got any handles? What type of handles do you have to make? Broom handles? Sorry, that's my poor attempt at sarcasm. Sorry. It's one of those days, I feel. I don't know. Bit of an odd day today here. In fact, I've just woken up. I didn't have a very good night's sleep last night, so I had about an hour's sleep earlier. And I haven't long woken up, so I'm still in that awkward mood. Okay, so definitely working in this section down here. Interesting. And that we've got this. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. 4 candles. Is that what you want? So I'm glad you've come down to my way of thinking there. That's what I like to see, someone else with my own fine level of dark sarcasm. I can be awkward sometimes. I can't say most of the time I'm pretty easygoing, but I have been moments. Okay, that's interesting. That is, we're bouncing off this top line, which is close to this range. If you're on the school or in the school of thoughts that we're moving down in this range, it's a bit early yet. So I'm going to get rid of it just for a second. I know where we are around about now. just because I want to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, just can't go short there. We're still in that channel at the moment. I prefer to have a break and something. But I am thinking along the lines of short at the moment, just because of that. Up to 4015. Buy silent reverse. 4015. 4015. You're right down here somewhere, aren't you? You in 4115? Is that what you're looking at? I don't know. Okay, yeah. Bearish bar there. Let's see. By the looks of things, there's been some shorts there. Trouble is, we know we can't really take those until we've had a break. It's going short right in the middle of an uptrend, although we are... I don't know how people feel about that. Some people won't go short in that because it's a channel, so I think ultimately you've got to follow the channel, haven't you? But it does come into play the range as well, doesn't it? I'm not... It's been a while since I've gone over the max stuff with the range rules and that, but I wouldn't take a short in that anyway because it might move down and move up, which I would expect it to do. We had a break there, which... so let's see if that short would have been a bad idea. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put that channel back, but I'm going to faint it down a little bit. Let's go with the open to here. Strangely enough, interesting. I'm just going to take this down a notch so it's not as prominent. Now you've got to be careful here because I suppose the good thing is, if you're thinking about the bigger channel, this is where you would go short. If you're thinking about the range, this is where you would go short. So I would prefer to hit a new high there. Now, I'm not going to take the lower high, sort of the higher low. See what happens here. So we've had this channel, we've had a break. Looks like we may make a new high. This is where the top of this channel is. The trouble is, sometimes it may just tank. It'd be nice to make a new high. And then maybe another push below and then a failure. And then moving down. But it's clearly ranging. That's for certain. Touch, 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 touch. Hey Jonathan, how you doing, buddy? Okay, one more tick. We've got ourselves a new high. Is there going to be a load of shorts above there? Apparently not. Right, so now would you fade this? Tempting, isn't it? Fade to breakout. Got to break new high. Let's see what the risk is.
Order submitted.
I'm thinking down at the moment. Let's see if we get a small bar. As long as it's not too big. No, no good. Let's just zoom out, see if we're not missing anything. Push down, sideways. If you're counting this as a bigger overall, which is still a little bit early, you could say this is a break. Let's have a new low. But it's a break from a channel. If we get something that's bearish here, but but it could be just an overall channel. We've come down, we've gone sideways, now we're working up. It's hard to say at the moment. In fact, I'm not going to pick that top, because that to me would be picking a top. Trading from here wouldn't be, but we've broken out of there. But we do fade the breakout, and if we do take into consideration the bigger channel, that's saying bearish. We're at the top of a range. We've broken out the top of a range. Then you would usually fade that. It's actually, I'm going to put it there, see if it comes back and gets us. It's quite a short, it's quite a small risk. I don't think it's going to, is it?
Order filled.
So look, it's a small risk. What is it? 7.5, 2.5 points. Okay. Let's see what happens. I think this is going to take us by the looks of things. It was sort of one tick off a good bar. We'll see. Actually, we may be getting one leg and two leg. I'm tempted to get out this with a loss, but I'm going to leave it just in case. Yeah, it's going to take us out this, without a doubt. Actually, it's not a bigger risk as I thought, I don't think. No,
Order
it's only
filled.
1.5. Okay, that's not too bad. I can live with that. Check everything's coming out. Yeah, 0.5. I can live with that. Okay. That's the trouble. It doesn't matter whether I get rid of that or not. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's hard to say at the moment exactly what we're doing. So that's a loss of 1.4. I don't mind that. Points. Okay. It wasn't a fantastic signal bar, but it's the first time we've broken out of this. It's the first time we've broken out of this range. So I think it was worth the risk. Let's have a look. I mean, this could be a reversal. Let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, this looks to me like it's a reversal. We've had a break, new low, bounce once, bounce twice. It hasn't bounced as low there. This could be a reversal. Okay, I don't mind taking the trade. It was a little risky, but it was a small risk, 1.5 points. It's not often on a trade you can risk 1.5 points. So that's not too bad. Zoom in a bit, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. The trouble is, one more tick lower, and it would have been. And on someone else's chart, it may have been. So that's the frustrating thing. Now, if that had been if that had been bigger, something like that, I wouldn't have taken it. Obviously, you've got to take into consideration on the trade with the risk size. Starting to look like a reversal pattern. Yeah, it is. We had this channel break, new low, Tried to go lower again. Didn't make us low this time, and then we're pushing up. We've broken out of it, come back, retested the top of it. So it's a reversal from me. I like the way it's bounced a couple of times on the top, but trouble is it's an area to get trapped, that is. What is that? 1.5, 1.75 points. Point about point. No, yeah, it's just a bit risky. It is looking like another leg up. Just like the way it's pushed through. Once, twice, it's come back and retested that. I did consider taking this as a limit order.
Order
Let me
submitted.
just think about this. It's not going to come back and get me anyway, is it? I like it because it's come back and retested the top of that line. No, there's something I don't like about
Order
it.
cancelled.
Just wondering, actually. Let me think. This could be a spiking channel. It is a slow day. You're not wrong, mate. You're long, are you? 4108. Yeah. I did look at that. It's just you had a loss already, have you? Yeah, I did look at that. The trouble is, I don't like the way it's stalling, which tells me it's still possible. It could be a break out of this range. I like the way it's come up and it's tested the top once, twice, 3 times. I did think about taking that on a limit order, which is whereabouts it is now, but something just doesn't feel right with it. Okay, that looks like... yeah, it's just too far from the MA for me. It could come down and stop you out that. I did look at it, but I decided against it. Yeah, if you'd have taken that now, it'd take you out. Yeah, it is possible it was just a breakout, a failed breakout. See how this ends. Yeah. I don't know if there's anywhere else I could go, really. No, I think it's safe to say that's a failed breakout, I think. Let's get rid of that for now. See how this looks now. Yeah, if you take this as a failed breakout, one push down break, maybe you'd expect another leg down there. It's just a bit risky. Trouble is, that is a second entry long if it figures, so it may push up. In fact, it may come up and trap some longs and come down. So I just don't know what's going on at the moment, really. I mean, we're clearly going sideways. Call that a breakout. Failed breakout. It's come back in quite relatively strongly. It's possible second entry long. Just interesting to see what happens if you took this. It could still go up. Yeah, that's the trouble. It's just I'm a little bit unsure exactly what's going on. See, we got a first entry. If this breaks up, possible second entry. But the trouble is, it's very congested there. And it could go either way, really. It could go down, it could go up. I mean, after it's pushed down like this, once that triggered, you think if there's enough sellers in there, that would go down. But It hasn't, has it? If this breaks up here, it's a possible second entry short and a failure. Depends what the risk is, really. So far, the ATR is very low, so hence I took that one. Not the best signal bar, but one tick lower, and that would have been an okay signal bar. And it's the first time we've actually closed above this, so interesting. Possible second entry short. See how this finishes. See if that finishes bearish.
Order submitted.
That finishes bearish. That's a failure and a second entry short. See how that finishes. Okay. Come and get me. Come on. Why can that not move? Oh, that's frustrating. Gone without us. That's a shame. I think it was a nice trade. What I should have done there is drop. That's the trouble with dropping a limit order. I think it was as good. We pushed down in. We tried to go once, try to go twice. One tick off being the perfect bearish almost, but what's it gone? 3 points, isn't it? You'd still expect that to go low, wouldn't you? .75 points. Something I don't like about it now, the way it's gone down there. Let's see if we've got a new high. Let's see if we can get a higher low. Let's have a look. It does look like it's going down, doesn't it? As long as it doesn't go more than 2 points. Yeah, looks like we're going to have 2 legs, doesn't it? 1 leg, 2 legs. I'd expect it to get into there. That's a shame. Oh well. So, clearly a failed breakout. So I had the right idea, but not...
Order cancelled.
Yeah, you'd expect it to test the lows now after that, wouldn't you? I mean, if you're thinking bearish, it may even come out the bottom. How much has it made? Let's have a look. It's gone down 3¼ points. Yeah, we pushed down, try go once, try go twice. Both ended up bearish. The only bit that threw me a little bit was these, but the way it just come up retested it. Yeah, you'd expect it to come down to the lows, if not break the bottom. The distance from there to there, see, would push us down to yesterday's, sort of Thursday's lows. Maybe we can get another second entry short off here and go down a bit lower. I'd still expect to come down to here. So like push down, drag it once, drag it twice. This just might have me another go. Interesting to see if it breaks that high. If it's coming down, you wouldn't have thought it would do. Oh, it has done. Yeah, it's a bit unpredictable, isn't it? I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I don't like the way it's working at the moment, I gotta say. It's making me uneasy. To be honest with you, that probably looks a little better. Not a measured move, but one leg, two legs. You took a scratch, did you? Yeah, it's not very clear at the moment. It's a little bit unpredictable. I like to be able to, predict what's going on to a reasonable degree, but I can't at the moment. I thought that'd come down. I mean, you'd expect it to come down to the bottoms, but it didn't. Now, whether it's going to try a bit more and then come down, we came from here, didn't we? We came up. We came down to about where we are now. We pushed up a little bit more before we came down. So we could still come down. It just might be a bit of a, just wondering whether I'm best leaving this here. So, yeah, one leg, two leg. This looks like a couple of legs. So I'm not a fan of it when it's doing this. It's a bit unpredictable, but is it slowly working its way up? We've had this one push down, yeah. We've come up again, pushed down some more, so perhaps this might be, you know. And then maybe we're getting something like this. Long 108. See, if you look at this, if you just go not so much from the bottoms, but say from the tops. Now, it is sort of, I mean, it's not the best example, is it? But it is slowly working its way up. We'll see what happens when it comes to the top here. But it's just unpredictable at the moment, so I'm quite happy just sitting and watching. It may just be an odd range day. I mean, there was enough sort of opportunities to go lower, but it didn't. This was its lower point. We had a break and its low point, and then here we didn't get as low, and here obviously we're not. So it does look like it's moving out, doesn't it? It looks like it's slowly moving up to me, but just not proud of the price. It's just not very clear at the moment, really. Done for the day, yeah. Yeah, good on you, Sam. So if you went long 108, I'm assuming you've got a bit in the bank, haven't you, anyway? Nick, Lance, you got 7-Elevens by you. 7-Elevens. Are you on about like the shops? Why you think I need some alcohol, do you? See, you call them 7-Elevens, we just call them the shop. Sorry, I didn't see a comment there. Indeed. Well, I just tried Replicanto with a mix of Apex and personal accounts and only traded the personal accounts. A mix of Replicanto with a mix of Apex. Only trade the personal account, so maybe not a great idea. Apex said it was doable. Yeah, I'm not so sure there, buddy. Okay, we've had this channel. Possible second entry long. The trouble is, and it is an issue, because, yeah, we seem like we're going up, but we broke out there, looked like it might be moving up, and then it came back down. We call them corner shops. Where are you from then, MK? MK, where are you from? Okay, break. Possible. Trouble is, it's so hard, isn't it? Where does this line... Do we keep moving this? I think, realistically, I think the proper place to put this would be there. Let's say there. Okay, that's top, that's top, that's top. We had this failed breakout. That stayed in. Is this a second failed breakout? I think it's safe to say one leg up, two legs up. This is taking us up, isn't it? There is a second entry long off the top there. Let's have a look. Oh, you're London. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, just corner shops, aren't they? Second entry long off there. Let's see what the risk's like.
Order
I prefer
submitted.
that a little bit closer, but... Do you know what? There's something I don't like about that. See what it could do. This could be another breakout. Who knows? Try go once, try go twice. If that breaks above here, it could come down. No, I don't. That's something I don't like
Order
about it.
cancelled.
Staying out at the moment. Yeah. I think it's safe to say we're lightly out of this range now, because we're making higher highs and lower lows. Or lower highs and higher highs. Okay, so let's see if we do get up here. I mean, we've clearly had a breakout of this range, and we've come back in. We haven't reached the bottom, so you would definitely say we'd be moving higher, wouldn't you? I think that's fair to say. So let's give this a try. See if this is a start of anything. Let's have a look. Okay, possibly. Touched a few times here. Touched here. Let's have a look. I think it's safe to say we're out of this range, because this to me is just, once it moves out once, comes back in halfway and moves out again. Let's have a look. Let's put that there. Okay. I think we're clearly out of it. Be interested to see what happens here. Yeah, we've clearly had this downtrend. We've had a break, two legs down to a new low. That wasn't as low. It's clearly moving up, isn't it? We did have this break, came back in, but it only came back in just below halfway and then pushed out strongly again. So I'd say we're going up. So I'd say this is forming into an upward trend channel at the moment. How accurate this is hard to say at the moment. It just might be two legs. So let's have a look. KBR selling micro MES, selling 4140. Mm. Short-term trend trying to break new high. Didn't quite make that measured move. In fact, it probably needs to come down a bit anyway. Let's have a look. Where's this? That's there. Let's get rid of that. First entry. It seems to be working on top of this, on the top of the middle line. So we got a first entry. If we pull back a bit, maybe a second entry long off here. The EMA still facing upwards. Be interested to see if there's what shorts are in here. People might still be thinking this is a range. It possibly could be. It definitely seems like it's moving up. From here, that's higher, that's higher. From here, that's higher, that's higher, that's higher, that's higher. So for me, it's definitely, so this might be a nice place to take a long. But you've got to be careful getting trapped to the short side if it triggers you.
Order submitted.
It's definitely a good setup anyway. At the moment, EMA's facing up. Everything's facing upwards at the moment, and it's been working quite nice off this. So let's see how it finishes. If you say in this range, we clearly had a breakout. We've had 2 legs down. It hasn't come down as much. So we got this high, and there's a lower high there which is triggered. So there's probably going to be some shorts there, and there's probably going to be some shorts there. Looks like 1 leg, 2 legs down. See how it ends. Okay, no good.
Order cancelled. Two legs. Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Let me just put those legs back again. There to there. There to there. Might be nicer to come down, touch here and sit above. No, it's still risky, isn't it? I think this is risky. We've had this leg down. We may get another leg down. So I think thinking about going along, I think it's risky. I've just got into situations like this before and took longs like this, and it's gone up a little bit and taken you out. I'm not saying it's not going to, but that's a possible failure. Something just doesn't feel right. It's been a bit. It's acting. Excuse me a sec. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just not convinced we are moving up at the moment. It's just like two legs. Yeah, something's not right. It's acting precariously at the moment, and there's lots of areas where you may get trapped. And I think assuming we're going up just because we've hit it twice is risky. You can always hit it twice. It doesn't matter where it is. You just go off the bottom swing and go to the next one. It could be anywhere. I mean, the fact that it's touching the same place up here, but I think it's risky. So try to go once, try twice. That's a possible failure. Now, that's bullish enough to get traders involved, but I think it's risky. So I'm going to stay out of this. I've already had one small loss. I don't want another. I want to be in this for this session. So I'm going to wait for something more obvious. If it comes down and bounces off here again and then works up, then I may be interested in it. But I think it's risky at the moment. I wouldn't be shocked if you had this leg down, bit of sideways, a little bit of a up correction, and then down again. So I think this is risky. In fact, I'm just going to take 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm just going to make myself a quick cup of tea and let it sort itself out. But it's just a bit risky for me, and I don't want to take anything stupid. So I'm going to press my lovely little back in 5 minutes thing, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so far so good. Okay, I like the way that's come back. Maybe we are moving up now. High or low. I don't think it's going to give us it. I think it's just going to push up. What's the difference between replicant and apex trade copy? I think they're basically one and the same. The only difference is that I am aware of is Replicanto is supplied by a software company that will give you updates, and they usually these software companies, you know, like we know, like Apple and all those, will just constantly give you regular updates. And I've never had an update from Apex, and I believe it's just a more up-to-date, slightly better package, I believe, which is why I've gone on to Replicanto from Apex. Put it this way, I've used it about 4 times, not many, but I haven't had an issue with it as yet. Now, I believe you still can, depending on how quick and volatile the market is, but I had an update for it the day after I got it, and it said to fix certain bugs. So there obviously are issues within these bits of software. But yeah, I just believe it's a better package. But I also know Apex, and they've told me this, they don't support it, which I think is a bit odd. If you pay £150 or $150 for a piece of software, interesting, then I think they need to support it. You don't buy, you don't buy a, I don't know, a kettle or a toaster from Amazon, and something goes wrong with it, and they say, sorry, we don't support it. And when you purchase it from Amazon, they say there's videos to watch, so you watch the videos, but it leaves out vital information, like if one of your accounts have triggered and the other one hasn't. Then if you're in a short trade and you bring your stop down to secure profits and it hits your stop, that one that hasn't triggered can trigger into a buy order. So what you have to make sure you do is right click and flatten everything or cancel all orders. Just make sure you keep on top of that. That's why I have those 2 boxes up. But I believe it's just a better version, a more up-to-date version. So this looks like 2 legs to me. Unfortunately, that hasn't triggered below, so I can't really take it, but it does look like 1 leg up, 2 legs up. I'd have preferred that to trigger, actually. But having said that, there is a slim possibility that this could be a break of a range, and it may come down, I doubt it will, but I'm just trying to be aware that looks like a little channel to me. And I mean, if it breaks above here and comes up here, then I don't think it's an issue. It does look like we've got, I mean, we had 1 leg down, a little bit of sideways, another leg down. So that was 2 legs down. We had 2 legs up, 1 leg up, a little bit of sideways, second leg up. This looks like 1, 2. I'd have preferred that to break below. If it had broken below and the bottom of that bar had been sat on the EMA, then I may have gone long there just to ride it up to the tops. But if we're getting another leg, it's likely going to come up here. So after a rocky start, maybe we're getting into a bit of a rhythm. So we had that little, it clearly bounced off, bounced off, bounced off, bounced off, and bounced off. We had a little bit of a break, and I took a trade there with a very small risk. It was only a 1.5 risk, including a tick above and a tick below. It was sort of one tick off a really nice bearish bar. Having said that, it may have been slightly more bearish on someone else's charts, and it could have been a small break, and it may have come down. So I deemed it worth the risk, but it was a very small risk. So sometimes you have to make a judgment based on what you're risking. I mean, you know, people like Marco and that, if they see a fantastic setup, if it's a 4.5 point bar, they won't take it. So, you know, you do have to take into consideration. Can you see this here? Possible second entry short. It is a possibility it could come down, but it is a possibility it may trap some shorts. So if we can get a failure, a second entry, a sort of failed second entry short, we are getting this action because volume is very low. Yes, sometimes on these low days though, I've had a nice setup. But trouble is, if you take a setup early and it's a nice winner, it feels like it's been a good day, even if the rest of the day goes crap. So it depends. If I wouldn't have had that loss net, it wouldn't have seemed so bad. But it is possible that it could be this downtrend, a little bit of sideways and a correction, and then further low. But it's clearly identified as a channel now. That's close enough to have a touch, and it's touched 1, 2, 3 times. So it's clearly making higher highs and lower lows, or lower highs and higher low. I keep getting confused. I know what I mean. But there is a possible second entry short there. This does look like a bit of a channel to me, and it might not mean a massive amount, but I would prefer a channel and a break and a new extreme. But you know, we've had this channel, we've had a break, new low, channel break, new high, channel break, 2 lows up to new high. So I just want to be aware that it may come down. Incidentally, if you do try Replicanto, excuse me, it's the same price. I got 10% off, which will make it $15 cheaper than Apex's. Apex's. So it's there if you want it. After I bought Apex, a lot of people said to me, you want to move to Replicante, but I had to give it a bit of a chance because I couldn't justify just spending $150 without at least giving it a go. Because you don't know, if you move on to something else, you get the same problems. But I spoke to enough people that said they tried both and Replicanto was a lot more stable. And the fact that they update it and they fix bugs would suggest that, which is why I looked into it. Okay, looks like 1 leg, 2 legs. So I'm not too concerned about that at the moment, I think. But it does look like 2 legs. To about here, maybe. 1 leg, 2 leg. So that's sort of... you could really say we had a small 2-legged channel there, or even a 3-legged channel. You could say that. No, it doesn't really work, does it? Could be something like that, just a couple of legs, a little bit of sideways in it. bit of a gap there. Just seeing what Matt's got for us chart wise. Yeah, pretty much the same as we've got, I think. Yeah. Only difference is he had that like that. So we had a break new low. That low wasn't as high as that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he'd have something similar to this now, but yeah, that's basically the same. Let's have a look at the daily. I just hit my 800th subscriber. Thanks whoever subscribed last. Much appreciated. 800. Okay, that leg looks like it's played out. One leg, two legs. Okay. David White. Congrats, lads. Thank you. 800, eh? Use the one-to-one tool on the higher time frame swings give. We don't tend to use them, Dave. Gives a target around 4-1. Okay, so up here. We're nearly there now, aren't we? What do you say? 4117. 417, yeah. We tend to not use them, really. You're on about there then, aren't you? We're at the top of this channel anyway, so I'd expect to sort of maybe to come down. We certainly look like we're in a channel now. I don't think there's no arguments there. Once, twice, three times, four times at the top, once, twice, three times at the bottom. So you'd expect... I do know some people will short that, actually. But if you only do it for a point or two, or point and a half, it's not such a main issue. I'd expect there to be resistance around here because we're at the top of this channel. Next bigger swing. And we're clearly in a channel now. There's no arguments there. I can't see that going up and breaking any higher than that. Not without coming back here first, at least to the EMA or at least to this line. I mean, you would think, you know, every time we get to the top, we've come down. We got to the top, we come down. I mean, we did get to the top. We did go a touch higher actually there, to be honest with you. But we had this channel where we had a break in a new low. I'm not sure what we've got in the way of a channel there. I would say it's probably more something like that. I don't think it would be that. And even if it is, we've had a break and a new high anyway, but it's not the clearest. I'd say it's going to be more probably something like that. A smaller channel. Looks about right, but I'll get rid of it. You went long at the bottom of the channel looking for a measured move, yeah. Yeah, see, our strategy, that is not something we can really take. See, really, to confirm that as a channel for our strategy, it needs to bounce here and push up again, but that was sort of an inside bar, so, but it did look like 2 legs down, no argument there. 1 leg, 2 leg. But it's clearly working up. That's clear. It's slow though. Very slow. You haven't got that channel on yours, have you not? Yeah, to me it's clearly working in it. We're bouncing from the top to the bottoms. Touched a few times here, came back twice there, exactly on there. Well, you can't really count this because it doesn't matter where this finished. You could adjust this bottom, but then it came back like a tick off it. But we're closing right at the very top of it as well. So if I raise that just a fraction so it touches that, it touches nice along here. So so I'd expect this to come down to. Trouble is, we're using the full length of it at the moment, aren't we? Right to the top, right to the bottom. So I would prefer to look for something down here. I mean, if it starts working in this section, then maybe I'll take something off here. Excuse me a second. Well, you're going short, are you, Dave? I use a measured move down as a target, 8 points target for entry, and about 8 points low or 8 points up. Or did you do something like that? Yeah, see, that one sort of near enough works, doesn't it? Well, you could actually take that. I suppose that technically come down here anyway. There you go. You wait, trying to go long, are you? Yeah. So we've had this break and a new low, push up, and then back down, retest these lows again and pushed up. So I draw my, measured the swing down 8.5 points. Swing down. Oh, you're out, are you? Yeah. What strategy do you use? Pat's we're using here. Pat's max price action trading system. It's actually very accurate. Pure price action. It's very accurate. Yeah, I don't blame you, mate. It is a bit slow. Yeah, take it easy. I'll see you again. Yeah, we tend to use measured moves pretty often. I think we had one here and had one here, didn't we? It is. I'm using them more and more, actually. It is surprising the power of them actually for entry and exit. Yeah. Yeah, I tend to as well. Yeah. Let me get an order ready. Let me see where this is.
Order submitted.
Finishing. Possible second entry long. One leg, two leg. One leg. Unexpected another leg up. See how this finishes. Okay, no good.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, I agree with you there, bud. Absolutely. You hear all sorts of stories, don't you? But I'm going to say this does work very well. I would say the last week, my win to loss is around about 85% win. And I tend to go for about 1 to 1 thereabouts. Tend to go anywhere from about 3 to 5 points, depends. But this is pretty accurate. We do have days that it messes around a bit. It's the volume's a little bit low today, which could make it a little bit cranky. But I tend to, I mean, the last week, I think I've had one day where I've had 2 trades, and the rest I've had 1 trade. So I think 4 of those days I was 1 up. The 5th day I was 2 1 up, I think. So I had a pretty good week. But I know if you follow the rules to the T, I know there's a lot of traders trading over 90%. Where we are, and I know people like Vlad, I think he takes a straightforward 2 points. I think he's well up in the 95-98%, but I think he only takes a trade or 2 a day, doesn't he? I think. Where you from, Dave? You UK? You strike me as a UK trader. I think David White's about as British name as you can get, I think. You are, yeah, I thought so. Shropshire, I am. Shropshire area. Shrewsbury. Oh, Solihull, you're up the road. Shrewsbury, yeah? You're just up the road, aren't you? 45 miles, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's just up the road, isn't it? Oh, shoot. I get rid of that. Yeah, about here from here to here. Yeah, I did put that one on. Well, I initially did that swing, that one and that one as a measured leg. Until it comes back to here, though, I just can't take it. That's the trouble. Shrewsbury, I live, bud. Shropshire. Yeah, unfortunately, there was no real entry there as a second entry. You could have took that one. The trouble is, there's not much room to the highs. There's a couple of points of the squeeze, and our strategy really that needs to at least make that new low, or at least tick one tick below. If that had been a decent second entry, that I would have taken it up at least to these highs. Yeah, see, initially I had that one from there to there, and that was close enough. You know about from here to here? Oh, was that about the 7.5 points or whatever you went for? Yeah. What's a mouthful? Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury or Shropshire. So you're UK, aren't you? Or unless are you from England? So you originally from the US? Because I know a lot of US guys struggle to say the Shropshires and Worcestershires and Worcestershire sauce and Yorkshire tea and all. I know a lot of you Americans struggle there. So when you said that was a mouthful, I just had to look back, and I'm sure you said you were Ealing, so I'm just wondering whether you were. Trouble is, I knew roughly where it was going to the top of the channel anyway, but it's just our strategy. I've got to wait for a setup, either like a second entry or a failure or something like that to push up. And there wasn't anywhere really, unless you took yours from the bottom, did you? After we've had that short trend channel break new high, sort of a couple of legs back, you took yours from there. See, really, that has to be a bullish setup for us, and that was an inside bar. So our strategy won't really allow that. That's the problem, but it has worked to the nearest tick. It's literally ticked up. But I follow the trend channels all the time, and it's amazing how accurate. I mean, we're clearing this trend channel. I'd expect it now to come back maybe at least to the middle and push higher, at least to the bottom and push higher. Because, as you say, that measured move has played out. The trouble is, these strategies, slightly different, can make the world of difference, really. We're clearly in an uptrend at the moment anyway, but there are also possibility we've had this one leg down and this sort of bit of a correction. We may end up getting another leg down. I don't think. Yeah, it's possible it could come down again, but I look with 2-point stop. We used to use a 2-point stop, but now we take it from the signal bar. So if I was sort of, I don't know, if I was going short on this candle here, my order would be 1 tick below, my stop would be 1 tick above it. That's this strategy. So sometimes it worked 2 points. Obviously depends on the ATR. Probably would today, but ordinarily, if you were going to take this, our short order would be 1 tick below there, and then the stop going 1 tick above the signal bar. So if you know what you're doing with this and you've taken a couple of years or a few years to sort of really get to grips with it, it's incredibly accurate. Incredibly accurate. Yeah, it's a hell of a difference. If it breaks at 17.21 as the target, you think we're up here, are we? So basically, the measured, the midline of this, yeah, basically the midline of this overall channel. Oh, you've been trading 10 years, have you? Yeah, it's closed below. I'd expect that to come down to the midline, if not back to this, the bottom of this trend channel for another push up. So would you short that now, David? Would you? Because we wouldn't really. We only take sort of longs. Our strategy only allows us to take longs in an uptrend. But I suppose it depends how many points you go for. Initially, this was taught with a 1-point scalp in mind, but obviously there's a lot more on the table. So a lot of us have slowly moved up to 2 points, 1-to-1 in some cases. I tend to run my whole strategy. 20 plus only strategy, 10 years. Yeah, I mean you've got to. I think the trick is when I started. I've only been trading 2.5 years. I started following Andrew Lockwood, who's a currency trader based out of London. He was originally worked in the London Stock Exchange in the 80s as a pit trader, and then sort of progressed early 2000s, only longs yet, and progressed early 2000s to the charts. And I started following him originally, and he said to me, find a strategy that works and just try to master it. Trouble is, a lot of people think these strategies, a couple of months and you're away, but it's the context is so important as well. And I know some people realise that. They think, okay, second entry, and there you go. But context makes such a massive difference. We're short below 106 at the moment, yeah. Yeah. I mean, lately my win rate is about 85%, and I tend to average around about the 1-to-1. What did I do last week? I can't remember now. I think I did 6 trades last week with 1 loss, I think. Something like that. 7 trades, I can't think now. But I did have a few larger wins. I think I had a 5.5 point and something else, I don't know. 7.5 point in the morning. I hope the volume picks up tomorrow. I'm assuming a lot of institutional traders would have taken a long weekend off, including the Monday. Yeah, take it easy. Yeah, nice to see you, Dave. Nice to have you here. It's nice to get some more UK traders in. We seem to be surrounded by the Yanks. I think the majority are from the US, I think. So you possibly could call that a hidden second entry long, but it's too far from the EMA, although it has touched a few times there. It's just risky, in my opinion. Could go up, could come down, who knows. What I prefer is have one leg and two legs. Let's have a look. Let's put that there. I prefer to go with something like that. Back to the midline. Another candle down here, sitting bullish just above there. Be nice. One leg. It looks like a couple of legs. One leg. Possible. Second entry long. See how this finishes. Okay, if this ends up bullish, that will interest me. It will be a second entry long. So we played out that measured move anyway. Let's have a look. Let's remove that one. Nearly a second entry long off the key entry point. Bounce right off the midline. Let's see if we can get something here.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Okay, excuse me just for a couple of minutes. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay. Mhm. Yes, I did, mate. Just a quick rinse. I'm a pretty good aim anyway. Yeah, I just had a quick rinse, mate. And then I ran back quickly. I didn't want to miss everything. It'll be interesting to see what's happening here. It's coming down quite rapidly. I need two hands to handle this beast, mate. Sprays everywhere otherwise. Sorry, Angela. Being a bit crude there if you're in the background. You probably heard it. You're married, you've heard it all before. Okay, interesting. It's coming down quite nice and strong. It'd be nice to have a break a new high here. So straight back to this side of the trend channel. No argument there. Are we going to get something today? I've got a feeling it might be a quiet day today. No worries. You're used to it. You've heard it all before. If you're married, you've put up with it all before. It's Nick's fault. You can blame Nick. He put the question in my head. I blame Nick. He's a bad influence on me. What is going on here? Okay, we're clearly in a trend. No arguments. You're a bad lad. You're a bad lad. I showed my wife a picture of you, actually. She said you look iffy. What's going on here then? If it does stall a bit, I think that's a good thing. It's definitely an odd day, isn't it? Well, it was. It actually doesn't look like it's going to be, but it's not real. I mean, you may have took the higher low there. I just wasn't a fan of it. It was a little bit too far away. But there's not been any really obvious setups. Okay, it's still closed on that line. Okay, so I often wonder why it does that, why it automatically sort of moves. It frustrates me a bit sometimes, but I think what it's saying is And there's your break. So what we need is something bullish, and then maybe a higher low. No unders. I sure way to upset the wife. Absolutely. Sort of depends how close you dangle, really, doesn't it? I'm not saying anything. I'll leave that up to the imagination. Okay, so we've had a break of this and a new low clearly there. Yeah, we don't upset the wife, do we? Try and keep the ladies. In fact, I'll tell you a little quick story. I was in a shop once, a clothes shop with my wife. And she took about 5 or 6 different items in the changing rooms. And I was waiting outside and she was coming back out showing me. And there was an older guy. He was about 80. He was stood next to me and his wife was my wife came out with something and she went, what do you think? I went, I'm not a fan. She went back in and she changed. And this 80-year-old guy leaned over to me and said, I'll give you a tip, my friend. He said, if she comes out wearing it, that means she likes it. So you say you like it, she'll buy it and you'll be gone. A couple of minutes later, she came back out with another blouse on. I looked at him, went, yeah, I love it. She went, great. She walked in there, got dressed, and away we went. So useful tip there from the older guys. Because usually, see, if they don't like something, they won't come out in it. But if they do like it, they'll come out in it. So just remember that for future if you're ever stuck waiting for your wife while she's in there with 20 items in the changing room. No offence, Angela. I'm sure you're in and out quickly. We're just not a fan of her. My wife seems to think that I love walking around clothes shopping with her, but I'm not a fan, I've got to say. It depends. I mean, I can walk into a shop, see a pair of jeans and go, they'll do. Try them on and I'm away. Okay, so we've had a bit of a break here. And we're hovering over this official open. It's be interesting to see what happens. Because it's not moving nice today, is it? Mind you, it's only because I'm a trade down. If I was $200 up, I wouldn't be feeling so bad. Well, not that I'm feeling bad, but I wouldn't be thinking it was such a bad day. I mean, ultimately, we want to get a trade in, don't we? Even if it is a one. I mean, it's nearly 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it's so slow. See if it bounces off here. That's it. None of us. No, we're not a fan of clothes shopping, are we? I think the women more, they'll happily browse, but the guys just want to get in there, buy what they've got to buy and get out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. See, do you know, I do wonder, as we've had this leg, whether we're going to have another leg down. It's hard to say, isn't it? Be interesting to see if we bounce off here. Oh, strong push down. Buy clothes in bulk. Only have to do it once every few years. Yeah, you're right. We all tend to buy the same stuff, though, don't we? I think. Mind you, do tend to buy more stuff off Amazon now. You can just buy it, try it on. If it don't fit, they'll just pick it up. Interesting that. Trend channel break, new low. You just can't buy there. It's risky. It's in the middle of nowhere, no man's land, really, isn't it? I'd like it to push up here and maybe have a higher low, slightly above the official open, then ride it back to the EMA. I'm just not a fan of this. I've been caught out so many times in this. Trigger you and then stop you out. I'd like to get confirmation we're going back up at the moment. You'd expect to after this break. Yeah, looks like it's going to eat any stops. Give an uptake in them, they're just so unreliable. Yeah, there you go. Am I missing anything here? In fact, that I'd say now is a bigger channel. Just wondering if this might be more of just 2 legs up. Yeah, that might just be 2 legs up. Interesting. 1 leg. Mind you, it's not the easy. I mean, you would normally think something like that, wouldn't you? So if we have a nice break of this up here, would you short that? You would think so. I did wonder whether we end up getting another leg like this. I think that's likely by the looks of things. Let's just put that there like that. Could end up getting something like this. So if we get a pull back to here, might be a nice place to go short for some sort of lower action. Do I? Max in there with me. Yeah, I imagine him stood there laughing, going, yeah, you're right in this shit now, mate. Holding you like Jack from... Oh, I see. With the wind blowing in your hair. See, I still swear to this day there was plenty enough room on that door for the both of them. I think she was being a bit selfish. She could have moved over and gone, go on, you can squeeze on. Yeah, for me, there was definitely enough room on the board. Giant door. Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Imagine he stood behind you with your arms out. Oh, I can hear my wife and daughter arguing downstairs. I'm quite glad I'm up here out of the way. Feel his presence. I wonder whether we'll end up doing something like this. Let's have a look. So if we go from those 2 swings, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Push down, a little bit of size, bit of a correction, another push down. Can end up being a couple of legs, couldn't it? Yeah, it's possible. Let's see if we can get up here first with a second entry. Get a second entry, I think it's worth taking. So you could call that a channel. It only really, I mean, it touched on the top, but it touched properly at the bottom, didn't it? But you could class that as really just a couple of legs, couldn't you, or a bit of a correction? Because that moved really strongly, didn't it? I wouldn't expect to make a new high here, purely because of the distance it's come out. Usually with the break, you come down a couple of pushes up, but if we can get a second entry short here, I'm interested in that. unfortunately, I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't even get there and it just comes down. Sorry if you can hear a bit of crying and screaming in the background. I think my wife and daughter are having a bit of an argument downstairs. What we want is a break below here to give us our first entry. Come on down a bit, come on. One more tick. Come on, one more tick. It might just tank from there. Okay, first entry now, push back up. Come on. It may just come down from there, actually. It's looking pretty bearish. If we're lucky enough to get up here and touch somewhere up here, that would be lovely. I'm not sure whether we will or not. Push up. Here we go. What I'm going to do is put a small line here. I can get rid of that measured move because it's just getting a little bit in the way. One leg, two legs, that'd be beautiful. If we can get above here, touch here ideally, finish bearish, that'd be beautiful. I may have got a decent push down then. It'd be nice to catch something like that, wouldn't it? Oof, that'd be lovely. Come on. A real opportunity if that gets up to here. Short-term trend channel, one leg. It'll be two beautiful legs if it gets up. Let's get an order ready.
Order submitted.
You don't want to miss an opportunity like this. Okay, so far so good. Oh, just absolutely tank. That's the trouble whenever you get such a really nice, obvious setup. Don't come down, go up. Go on. Go on. Go on, get up. There you go. Come on, some more.
Order submitted.
Push up. Push up. Beautiful. Now another bar next to it. Touching there, finishing bearish would be stunning. Just getting to. I'm going to try and take this on a market order, but this is looking lovely. That's on top, isn't it? Oh, that's a bit risky.
Order cancelled.
See if we can get another break above it and then come back down.
Order submitted.
I was just thinking about that because it could come down and trigger the failure. I want to see how bearish it is.
Order cancelled.
It's just the way that measured move. It's touched beautifully 3 times now. Once, twice, 3 times. It hasn't made it over that measured move. Right to the nearest tick. Clearly 2 legs. See how it finishes. So we've had a break of this channel. It could possibly push back up into this channel. I don't think it will. I would say this is, my thoughts are, this is part of a bigger channel down. It'd be nice to get a, maybe, we'll see. See, nothing's closed above this measured move presently. See what happens with this bar here. So there are going to be traders thinking we're going to push back into this range and retest these highs. And there are going to be some thinking we've got a downtrend now, 2 legs up and a move down. My thoughts are we're moving down, but that's just my thoughts, unless we get a good setup. It's going to have to wait. Same. Oh, it's just closed one tick. Well, I don't think it has actually. Let me just remove that. Check this measured move. It's still a very dicey area, and I guess there's going to be some traps here, which is why it's operating like it is. Let's have a look. Still 2 perfect legs up. I prefer to give it the option of a failure to break down and then maybe trigger and then take a lower high. Let me just remove this. Because it could go either way at the moment. I prefer it to break down here and then trigger as a failed second entry short and then come down for a lower high. It is possible it could push up there. I don't think it will.
Order cancelled.
I think it's moved too far now in this direction to come down, despite my ability to screw up configure replicant. So I'm green all day, so I'm going to play with my toys in the couch. Yeah, thanks, Indy. Take it easy, mate. Have a good evening. We like our toys, don't we? Anybody else had a drone? I've had a couple of them. Great boys toy. Excellent. Yeah, it does at the moment look like it's going to pull back into this. It just came out quite a distance, didn't it? It might not. It might. Once it possibly traps some, if it comes down and bounces off here, goes below there and triggers, it may push down and trap some longs, because there's probably going to be some longs there. I'd say there's possibly going to be some there. If we can actually break down here and end up bullish above the MA, it might trap some more. It's just not going up in as a larger fashion as I think. We've had 2 pushes and then it's gone very slowly. Small bars, which tells me it's losing its momentum. So if we can tick below here, end up relatively bullish, but not, that may entice some failures in. And if it triggers above, then it may come down. So we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely a slow day today. No arguments. Not a lot of volume today. I'm assuming a lot of institutional guys will be taking the long weekend. So hopefully tomorrow I might get back to normal. But no, it's still slowly pushing higher. This is the key point now. Bars do seem to be losing momentum. See if it pushes up below this next bar. Okay, then it may be pushing back in. So whether it'll push up and retest this, who knows? Anytime I have a level, there's a million setups. It's always the way, in it. Yeah, some days you just things seem to work well. Other days they just be a little bit more unpredictable. Just thinking, if anything, I mean, that looks fine. That looks fine. That looks fine. That should be quite nice for me to end up a little bit red in a strange way, because I've always had a problem with it in the past. But I am thinking a bit clearer now. And I'm just, normally, if I'd have lost that, I'd have got frustrated. I'd have jumped into a trade a lot quicker. And I haven't. I've let all this go by and I'm quite calm. So, it'd be quite a nice, simple exercise for me to go down. I mean, it's $150. It's not a huge amount. I get a PA, no setups, and I force something. Yeah, it's always a way, isn't it, mate? It's always a way. It's going very slowly, isn't it? But the whole day's been a little bit like this. Now it'd be a good test of going down, finishing the day down 100. I mean, $150. It's the equivalent profit of a half a trade, really. So I probably tend to average around about 3 points on a winning trade. So as far as losses go on two contracts, it's about as low as it goes, really. So interested to see if it retests this, because this is an overshoot now, and an overshoot can result in a reversal. So it may come down. Who knows? I normally give it 3 hours, but what is it? It's 8 minutes past. I'm going to give it till 1/4 past, about another 8 minutes, and see how we get on. See if we push down and push under and maybe have something lower. It looks too wide to possibly be this. Yeah, there's no sort of downtrend there. I can't see it myself. You're going to hop off. Yeah, you too, mate. Have a good day. I'm probably going to do the same, actually. I'm going to give it till 1/4 past and then knock it on the head, I think. We're clearly pushing up now, I think. Are you up for the day, mate, or are you down? Or have you not taken a trade? I don't think you've taken a trade, have you? I don't know, actually. I don't think there's any type of a larger channel there. No. Okay, I think I'm going to knock it on the head, actually. Be quite a good exercise for me to end up down a little bit, only $150 plus fees, so that's not too bad. Break of the channel, going for a new high. It looks like it, yeah. Trouble is, we're that far away from the EMA. Is there anywhere to take a trade? You know what I mean? Trouble is, you might take a trade here off the bottom. It might come down, bounce off here a bit more, and then up it goes. See if it makes a new high. See what happens then. Actually, might give it another 5 minutes. See what happens. There's our high. Yeah, I'm going to knock it on the head, I think. It's only going up there. We can't take anything until it comes back, and that's I usually have a limit of 3 hours, and we're up to 3 hours 13 at the moment. So it's a good exercise for me. Being a little bit down, actually. It's always useful to do that sometimes, especially if you struggle a little bit. And I mean, it's very low volume today. There's no argument there. It's made trading a little bit tricky, although we did have a nice trend. We didn't really have any opportunities back here, really. There's been nothing really opportunity-wise. I can't really see any obvious setups. Second entry long off here, you may have took that, but it was such a big signal bar and there wasn't much room to the highs, so it was just a bit of a no-no, and we've gone a little bit sideways there. So so yeah, it's been a bit of an odd day, really, isn't it? But okay, it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but I'm only down $150. I took that small risk. In hindsight, trouble is at the time we were bouncing off these tops and bottoms, and I thought we may make another leg down. So, and we had a small breakout of this. Normally, a breakout fails, so we made a new high. It wasn't a terrible signal bar, but it was a tick or two off being bearish. But it was closer to the bearish side, and on someone else's chart, that might have been a tick or two lower. So it may have worked, and it came down. I mean, if you were trading 1-to-1, it came down maybe a 1.5 or something. But you know, we had this short-term trend line, we had a break and a new high, and so it is what it is. Anyway, I deemed it worth the risk because it was such a small risk. It was, I think, it was a point. The bar was, and obviously a tick above, tick below was that. So even if I'd have got it back to the EMA, then it would have more than paid for itself. But sometimes they work, sometimes they won't. But okay, thanks, Lance. Great hanging with you. Yeah, you too. I appreciate you hooking up. It's nice to have a bunch of other like-minded people who like the same punishment, isn't it? But yeah, it's been a bit of an odd day. There hasn't been anything really obvious, is there? So I'm guessing majority will probably be at 0 today, I'd say. I can't see anything obvious. But there you go. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But it's been a very low volume day today anyway, so I suppose it's inevitable. It wasn't going to be a great day, but there you go. So that's it for today. Don't forget, we still have this. We still have the Apex 80% off at the moment. I believe it's on for another about a week and a half, something like that. But there's my code. If you use it, then happy days. But and if you have done, it's much appreciated. So there you go. So I'll be back here again same time tomorrow, hopefully, and there'll be more institutional guys back off. Maybe I'm guessing probably a long weekend. So that, as they say, is that. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that. That's more for your YouTubers. I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm never going to make money out of YouTube. It doesn't interest me, to be fair. This is purely a platform to me to hook up with other traders. But more than anything, to be accountable. I'm less likely to do something stupid when people are watching. So that was my plan. But, it's nice to see the subscribers pump up just to show people, showing interest. But, yeah, I don't worry about all that like rubbish. That's if you want to be a YouTuber, really. But this for me is just to hook up with a bunch of like-minded people, really, and just to help my trading, which it has done for sure. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate it. If you're happy sitting here and listening to me, it gives you a little bit of company, and obviously you can compare your charts to mine, and sometimes two heads are better than one. So on that note, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll be back here same time tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of a better day and a busier day tomorrow. So there you go. Have a great evening. Stay safe, and I will catch up with you all same time tomorrow.